is everybody doing? And welcome back to the channel. And if it's your first time visiting us, why don't you hit that subscribe button in your lower right hand corner. Well, you know, I told you last night that yesterday that I was going to have some charger content for you, but as you can see, there is no charger out there. I'm sorry, back there, nor there is no charger out in the driveway. So my wife had to run a few errands, so I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted to do tonight. But I thought I would just take a few minutes and go over what I did purchase for the charger. Her car has been needing brakes. When we went on vacation and went to Virginia Beach, you know, we were on 68 going across Maryland, and that's up and down and hilly. And her rotors are so badly warped that, and they got worse on that trip, you know, going up and down them hills, that it was almost to the point where it was hard to hold on to the wheel. You know, once they were able to cool down and we got out of the hills for, you know, the intense braking, going down basically on the downgrades, it was fine the rest of the trip. It's just, you know, that section through there on 68, it was really, really bad. The only reason we were on 68 is I did an upgrade on her navigation system, and for some reason or another, the toll roads were turned off. So therefore it diverted us on 70 as we were coming across Ohio through West Virginia, diverted us down to 68 so we wouldn't take the Pennsylvania Turnpike all the way across, I believe into New Stanton, where we jumped back down on to 70 to go into, went to some friend's house in Leesburg, Virginia before we went on to Virginia Beach. But anyway, and that's the only reason we were on 68. I did make those changes so we were able to continue on our trip and be able to take toll roads the rest of the way, and also on the way home. So anyway, to get her brakes, I looked at getting them around town here, and you know, it was going to be right about 300-ish, maybe just a little bit more to do all four corners with rotors. On her car, you know, it's a 2012. It has almost 100,000 miles on it already because she does drive her car quite a bit. So, you know, I just wanted to do new rotors and new pads. Just for the simple fact, the front ones are so badly warped. I just didn't even feel like having them turned or telling them, you know, they didn't know if they'd be able to take it, you know, and get the warp out of it and still be within spec. So I just went ahead and did all four rotors for all four corners and then all pads. So what I was able to find is online there's a company called 1-8 Auto, and I was able to pick up all four rotors drilled and slotted and ceramic pads for $208 shipped to the house. So I was pretty stoked about that. But you know, I just got home and I saw the boxes sitting out there, and I also noticed that it's 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and 3 of 3 is missing. So I need to get a hold of them and find out where box 3 of 3 is. And I have no idea where it's at because it wasn't sitting with these other two boxes, because these two boxes were just sitting one on top of the other. So anyway, I do have the rotors here. I can show you those, and then we'll open that box. I'm sure the pads are in that box, and we'll see what pads they sent us. These are the rotors here. And then I'll show you the difference on as far as the drilled and slotted. You know what drilled and slotted rotors are, but a lot of people, I believe, have the misconception that the way those are slotted, they're directional. No, they are not. And I'll show you what I mean by as far as if a rotor is drilled and slotted and directional, or a directional rotor. So let me grab a knife, get these boxes open, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So first one, we'll go ahead and open up the rotors and cover that real quick first. So you can see what I'm talking about as far as what drilled and slotted. Of course, you know what that is, I'm sorry. So what directional rotors are. So these are the backs. I'm gonna assume because of the emergency brake that will house your, I'm gonna assume they're the backs. I'll have to measure the diameter of them and check and see if these are the backs or the fronts. These are the back rotors. And the reason I know that is because the front rotors are 13 and 5/8. What I did to get the diameter of the rotors was on her car, you can see through her wheels obviously because they're a spoked wheel. I put a torpedo level on top and a torpedo level on bottom. I had my son hold one of them level. I held the top one level and I measured the distance between because I did not know what size rotors were on her car. If they were all, because I had two different options. I had the option for same size, same diameter all the way around, or I had an option for bigger rotors in the front, and hers were the bigger rotors in the front. So I basically did just what I said. I was able to take two torpedo levels, put one on top, one on bottom, measured distance, and was able to see that you know, the front ones were bigger. But these are the rears, and you can see what I'm talking about. These are oily, so it don't matter if I touch them. You know, some people have the misconception because that runs at an angle this way, that way, that these are directional. No, they can go on either side, it doesn't matter. What makes them directional is if you look inside your rotor, this will have contours to it. And what that is for is to catch air or divert air as far as being a directional rotor. So, you know, if these were directional, you would look inside there and these veins would be curved. You can see inside these veins that they're actually straight. So these are not a directional rotor. Okay, so I have the box opened up for the pads too, and they're the same brand as the rotor, the Nakamoto. I've never heard of it, but we're gonna give them a shot, and you can see these are the fronts, these are the rears, they are both ceramic. And then just for instance, this is everything that came within my kit from 1A Auto. The only thing that I did notice, I thought it was supposed to come with the installation hardware, but it did not. I'll have to look back at the kit online. Hey, the charger's home. Well, as I was trying to film, she opened up the door and pulled in. So it's 7 o'clock now. I don't know that I have any time to get anything done tonight. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get a hold of them to see if, or get a hold of them to see where box 3 of 3 is, and then also see if there was, look on my information sheet and see if there was supposed to be installation hardware. So I guess for tonight, that's pretty much all I have. Just wanted to go over with what I purchased from 1A Auto. This kit was $208, which I didn't think was real bad at all for everything that I received. So tomorrow night, hopefully I can get everything put on the car, at least start with the fronts, because since they're the worst. So in the meantime, guys, if you don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll talk to you later on. Bye-bye. You guys want to say bye too?
Bye.
Say see you next time.
No. See you next time.
No. How about you?
I got KFC.
We'll talk to you guys later.